Well, it's funny because I was those people to the sub and the surface. I was a shore duty.
Oh, you were shore duty.
Oh, you had Hawaiian shirt Fridays.
I did.
You were on a submarine for many, many, many days at a time. 40 days, 45 days, 60 days, whatever in that range.
The boats I were on, it varied. I was on fast attacks. So
You were on fast attacks.
Yeah.
So how long would you be at sea, underwater at a time?
I mean, the longest I was submerged continuously was over 30 days, but I looked at it less on more about going out for 30, coming back, going out for 2, coming back for 2 weeks, going back out for another month, stopping somewhere else. Like just fast boats, you never leave the boat. Yeah, it's different than boomer sailors. Boomer sailors would go out for 3 months.
You are deep in the weeds here, Mike. You got to explain what's the difference between a fast attack submarine and a boomer submarine, because they're both nuclear subs, and now the U.S. Navy is exclusively nuclear subs. How do the two differ?
Yeah, so fast attacks. What our primary mission is to go out and hunt down, chase away enemy ships, surface or submarines. And one of the primary objectives was to protect boomers, which are the submarines that carry the nukes. So they go out, strategic deterrent patrols is what their time is called when they're out. Their days underwater could be like 70 to 80. Sometimes it's more than that, depends. But they go out in an underwater hotel is what we called them because they're real big. And they would go out and they would stay underwater and they would operate in their box. And they're there as a strategic deterrent to the big game. And so what we were set out to do was to make sure they remain undetected. And that detection could come from other submarines or could come from surface ships. And so we would be the target on purpose, make noise on purpose.
So it's kind of like the relationship between a destroyer and a aircraft carrier. You're
That's
there
exactly
to
right.
protect the bigger ship.
Sorry.
Crystal, hello. How are you? Do you know what submariners would call somebody like you who worked on the surface?
Well, it's funny because I was those people to the sub and the surface. I was a shore duty.
Oh, you were shore duty.
Oh, you had Hawaiian shirt Fridays.
I did.
I have seen that with my own eyes when my paycheck was screwed up, and I was
Yep.
covered in carbon dust and smelled like diesel fumes. And I went up to PSD and everyone was wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and I'm like, did I miss something? Did I go off base? And they're like, it's Hawaiian shirt Fridays.
You're like,
Just give me my money. I'm going back to the waterfront. Like, I can't deal with that.
Mike, Tom said that you're just bitter because you've never seen a sunset at sea. I think Tom.
That's true. That's true. So how did you know submariners, Crystal, and what was your assessment of them, their temperament, their personality?
well, it's funny. As you know, I love watching people. It's something that it's just something I gravitate towards is the ebbs and flows of what people do.
You're a student of human nature.
I am. And I think we're all odd and fascinating and messy. And so when I got to Hawaii, and I was just a kid at the barracks, I started walking through and I started getting warnings. Oh, you don't want to go over here. Oh, you should go here. Hey, watch this crew. And realized that a lot of people hung out with different crews. And Mike's laughing because he knows there's a submariner crew with their own barracks, with their own space that is very different than where I was placed. And so there definitely was a difference in I would say, sort of the camaraderie and the intensity from the submariner crew, because I had some friends over there. And when you were home, you went hard, like you were playing hard. You were together, you were brothers, like it was like this was the crew. They knew you were an outsider when you came in.
Right. Right.
But it was very tightly woven. Like you did not breach sort of those bonds
Yep.
with that crew. And that's something that I appreciated as a human, just knowing that there were groups of people so tied together for whatever they had to go through. Like I wanted people like that around me. And so hence having friends in that area as well as some of the other crews.
Kathy, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, Lauren, do you want to come on?
Okay, I heard in the Army when you have extra duty, they have like really strange tasks, like sweeping the sunlight off of the pavement, or flipping the moon rock, or flipping the rocks so they don't get moon burn. Like the Army had really strange extra duty tasks. Did you ever have to dole out any of those, Kathy?
So as a commander, I had troops that I was responsible for disciplining, and I remember, you know, they might get more times of peeling the potatoes in the mess hall, so they would get mess hall duty more frequently, or for the whole week. You know, they KP, basically. It's just KP. Everybody knows what KP is. But
we had a Marine just comment that he watched someone vacuum the parking lot. So I guess we're not far off.
I personally, as a unit commander, no, I didn't do that. But one of my this is like it was yesterday. I still remember it. Yeah, I never did bleach the rocks or, you know, back in the parking lot. I never told anybody to do that. But while I was parked, I had my car parked in, you know, a battery commander has a certain parking space, and my first sergeant had you know, parking space right next to mine. So I'm out in the field for like 2 or 3 weeks. I forget what I was doing for brigade commander, and in the middle of this, I get called to the brigade command post. Says, we have some good news and some bad news, and I have no idea what he's talking about. So, well, your car is a wreck because a bunch of drunk soldiers that I had in my unit flipped my car. It's a little itty bitty Toyota Starlet.
Like picked it up and flipped it.
They flipped it over. Luckily, I had a building here, and a building here, and my car was right next to the building. So they flipped it. Like they had like 4.3, you know, blood alcohol, you know, whatever. It was like twice the legal limit. So 4 guys got together, flipped my car against the building, scratched the entire side, did like $1,000, maybe $1,200 worth of damage to the vehicle. And there was 4 of them. So they're drunk as a skunk. The staff duty actually caught them. So that was the good news. The bad news is your car's a wreck. The good news is we know who did it. So
that seems like such a dumb thing to do to your commander.
Yeah, not only that, but get caught.
Yeah.
So they all get caught. We got their names, and I have to administratively chapter them out. And it was probably just a general discharge or administrative discharge, just because they're so drunk as a skunk, you know, not worthy of soldiering on. So the 4 of them were chaptered out. Must have been a week after they were long gone from the unit. I get back from the field, and in my inbox, there's like one of those memo folders you unravel and you pull it out. They left me a picture of the 4 of them, just saying, see you later or goodbye, you know, just to last dig, if you will.
Oh my gosh.
It was just, they were very, let's just say they would not make a submariner.
No, yeah, exactly.
I didn't get it.